Hey, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. And I want to just talk to y'all quick about Monique coming out with the Netflix contract and how everybody calling her messy and all of that. And I have not yet seen anybody talk about the law, bring the law in it. You know, everybody's talking about money, and law governs money. That's why it's called politics. So we're politicking about equal pay, right? So let's talk about the Civil Rights Act of 1964, because the Civil Rights Act, it is what has gave birth to the Equal Pay Act of 1964 and discrimination, which means that the Equal Pay Act requires that men and women be given equal pay for equal work in the same establishment, aka Netflix, Amy Schumer, Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock. The jobs need not be identical, but they must be substantially equal. And this is the Discrimination in Employment Act of 1964, which stems from the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the same law that Martin Luther King lost his life to have put down. Because Marcus Garvey said leadership means pain, blood, and death. So I can see why you Negroes ain't speaking up, because you scared to die. You scared of leadership, because leadership, you got to put your morals ahead of somebody giving you some money. Okay? That's the Equal Pay Act. Now, the civil rights movement was very hard, and I have an article that I'm going to put up here too, and I'm going to put all this down in the description box. So if those who want to critically think and look this up, I got the information for you, so you don't have to go and research this and that. I researched it for you and put it in the description box, so you'll be able to check it and fact check me, because I'm not going to get up here and keep telling you stuff and I don't have no receipts. That's one thing my math teacher told us this week. Don't get up there, don't get out or go out in public and give somebody an answer and don't tell them where you got it from. I'm going to tell you where I got it from. And y'all need to fact check every YouTuber that get in front of y'all and give y'all opinions. If it ain't fact, it's their opinion, and they have a right to their opinion, but opinion is no proof of truth. It is no proof of truth. It's just a person giving you what they think. And they could be totally wrong giving it to you. I'm not giving you my opinion today, people. I'm going to give you the law. Because I've been waiting for every last person that is talking about this stuff to give me the law. They're not giving the law. They're giving their damn opinion. This is how black people get fucked up every day. They get a damn opinion, their emotional biased opinion, and people telling them the law. Do you know how we got into the mess that we're in? The lawmakers, the white politicians who were Democrats, who sat on the United States Supreme Court and passed a law, a immoral law, in the Dred Scott case, telling us that if we are descendants of slaves, we have no rights which a white man has to respect. And if he do anything for us, it is only for his benefit, which means if we work for him, it's for his benefit and not our own. That is the Dred Scott case. But how many of you Negroes are going to quote that? How many of y'all going to quote that? And that was the Democratic judges that made that law. But yet and still, we voting Democrat though. And the Democrats had the House in the 1800s up until 1960 something. They had the what you call the Bible Belt. Bible thumpers. Bible Belt all over the South. But yet and still, we Democrats though. But the Democrats told everybody that we're descendants of slaves and we don't have no rights that a white man should have to respect unless it's due to his own benefit. Really? Okay. Okay, Negroes. That's why I don't follow Negroes. I don't. I'm a thinking person, and I don't follow nobody. I bet y'all look up the law and the history to see my way through this. Now, there's a movie that came out with Anthony Mackie and Robert Ebert, and it's called All the Way. And that story is just basically the story of Lyndon B. Johnson and Martin Luther King, what they had to go through to get the Civil Rights Act passed. And Martin Luther King got killed for this. Robert Kennedy got killed for this because they had over, I think it was 2,500, and don't quote me on the number, of, you know how many civil rights acts that have been passed through the Senate since the 1800s, and the Senate gutted every last one of them because they did not want to see blacks come up. We were segregated off on our own. We had our own stuff. We had our own businesses and all of that. But what was happening? You had some black people who did not want to support anything. You had black people that were trying to educate illiterate black people. And it was only a few of us that were self-taught. And they were working the shit out, the ones that were self-taught because they had to go around and educate a lot of black people who were ignorant, that weren't even trying to read. And this is why Marcus Garvey said, if you want to hide something from a Negro, hide it in a book, because they don't like to fucking read. And I've been listening to Negroes all day long with platforms talk about this shit, but they not talking about the law. They ain't talking about Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King birthday came and gone. Here you got an Alabama teen on Martin Luther King fucking birthday calling y'all niggas. And Martin Luther King died for equal opportunity and employment, and Monique is pushing his law, and y'all telling her to sit down, especially black women, sit down and get rid of your husband. But the same black women that tell you to get rid of your damn husband ain't getting rid of that no good ass dick that they fucking, that ain't doing nothing for them. Because I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't understand I'm gonna tell y'all how many women that I went to their house as a nurse and had to roll their asses over and wipe their ass because they ain't got no man in the household. They done got rid of their man because of feminism. But feminism ain't got no damn health care plan. But this is what they talking about though. Oh, get rid of your man. Okay, all the kids gone. They done been robbed to death, and they laying in their bed, and our old lonely nurse assistant got to roll their asses over and wipe their ass because they done got rid of their man. And don't get it twisted. Yeah, we got some men in the community that ain't worth the shit, but the women that keep on laying up under them, those the ones that telling you to get rid of your man. That's backwards as hell. Because they the ones need to get rid of the problem. Don't tell everybody else to get rid of theirs because yours fucked up. It's backwards. Now, this is what Monique is talking about, the Equal Pay Act. This is not her own talking. This is the law. She's talking from the law. And a lot of y'all, it's irritating y'all because it's the law. It's the truth. This is why a lot of people are rebelling, because people rebel from the truth who don't want to follow the truth, who don't want to deal with the truth, because the truth is responsibility. It's responsibility. And the same Negroes that had Martin Luther King killed, they had damn Jesus killed, Moses killed, goddamn Marcus Garvey, put him back on a banana boat and sent his ass back over to Jamaica. He ended up in damn England. He died angry, just like Moses died angry because niggas killed him. I mean, come on now. When is niggas are gonna wake up and do something about the community? Because it's going to hell in a handbasket right now. And I'm disappointed in the YouTubers who won't go to the law but give their damn opinion. You're wrong. You're wrong. Don't give out your opinion until you got the research, and then you can make an opinion. If you're making an opinion before you hear both sides, it's always wrong. It will always be wrong in the end if you judge before you get both sides of the story. Where's John Mary at now? Why didn't he make a video bringing out the rest of the emails that he claimed that he had, and he don't even work for Netflix, so he's a liar. And how many times have Monique stood up for homosexuals and they keep stabbing her in the back? And I'm not saying all y'all like that, but y'all see these two homosexuals that stabbing her in the back, and the main homosexuals that are stabbing her in the back, the ones that ain't with that need to come out and say, look, we ain't like that. We stand by you, Monique. We not like that. Fuck John Murray and fuck whatever his damn name is, Lee Daniels. The LGBT community should be telling them, y'all fucking wrong. According to the law, you are wrong. Because if I'm not mistaken, when the Supreme Court passed the law stating that homosexuals can get married, that's still the same civil rights law that y'all using. And y'all not saying nothing? I've only seen a couple of people say something. And I ain't gonna name no names, but the whole LGBT movement need to be coming out tearing their asses up about that, because she has stood for y'all. And she did take up for wanting for a homosexual that was getting berated, and Monique stood up for him. And you mean to tell me y'all would jump on her like that? For her telling y'all the law? Really? Really? It's wrong. And then we gotta, and if you say that this is right, then now we gotta take responsibility for the prison population, because now y'all not following the law. And then now this is why we have DACA program going around getting people out of the country, because y'all have allowed them to come in and set up in our communities and sell alcohol and be here illegally, and they got a nerve to get mad because they're getting deported out. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? The civil rights movement been laid down to protect you. So you want them to come eat your food too? Damn. When are you going to start standing up for yourself? That's self-hate, when you can't even use the law that Martin Luther King laid down for y'all. He obviously loved y'all ass if he went to this lengths. He knew he was going to put his life on the line for y'all. And this is what y'all do? If I was Martin Luther King, I would never, ever give y'all nothing else if that's what y'all going to do to me. It's wrong. So let me read this again. The Equal Pay Act requires that men and women be given equal pay for equal work in the same establishment. The jobs need not be identical, but they must be substantially equal. Okay? Dropping the mic on that one, because that's it. That is it. It makes no sense. Okay, we don't need a prison population. Let's start following the law. And I heard somebody said that they asked for a raise and they got fired. And I'm like, you up here telling Monique what not to do, and you got fired for asking for a raise, and you didn't go down to the unemployment office and file a complaint against your job? This is why I said don't you take no advice from a broke person who ain't doing their job. Don't take advice from a coward or people who acquiesce when they're hurt. Because that person was hurt on the job and they didn't fight for themselves. I had my children's father's mother, her foot got, she was a security guard at Ace Hardware. And if you ever work at Ace Hardware, don't expect to get no money, because the motherfuckers ain't going to give you none when they hurt you. She was walking through the plant, and a guy who had been drinking or on the job drugging, and it was black people, again, on the job that was trying to cover it up, and the man coming to work drunk every day, he runs over her foot. Now, this lady is a diabetic now. Runs over her foot, and now her foot is numb for the rest of her life. Ace Hardware sent her a contract to sign, and she was getting ready to sign it. And her son brought me the contract and asked me to look at it, because I'm in school for business. So I looked at the contract, How about they offer her $5,000 to take that $5,000. Your heirs can't sue if you come up with a disease. Say her leg had to be amputated or something. She couldn't sue. Her heirs couldn't sue. And they'll just give her a lifetime of health insurance. And I told her, I said, if you sign that, you're signing away your life. So if you die today or tomorrow because your leg needs to be amputated or something, and then you get gangrene and it goes to your heart and you die, you can't sue Ace Hardware. And she was about to sign it. She got mad because we told her not to sign it, but she wanted to sign it because she needed the money. But I said, if you sign that, it's not in your best interest because you can't sue. You can't do anything if you take that $5,000, and your heirs can't do anything either because it said in the contract her heirs could not sue either. And she was mad, but we had told her this is what she messed up at. She went to the hospital and then wanted to go back to work. We told her to immediately call a lawyer. She didn't want to do that. She said, I'm going to let God handle it. Okay? I said, all right, well, let God handle it. Okay? And I said, okay, faith without works is dead. You ain't going to put the work in, go get you a lawyer and make sure that you're protected. No, she ain't go get the lawyer. She ain't do nothing. So when you don't do anything, what do you get? Nothing from nothing leaves nothing, right? She got nothing but a numb foot. And then they turned around and fired her because they didn't want to pay. So that's why I said I don't listen to nobody who don't know what they're talking about. And I don't take advice from everybody, especially if your life ain't going right.